Hello, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm working on a 4x6 Traveler's notebook layout that I titled Spring is Blooming, and I'm using the digital version of the collection Home Again by Carta Bella. So I'm starting with a bunch of paper strips that I printed and then cut from this digital collection, and I ran a card around the edge as I usually do, and now I'm starting to place them there on the right side of the page. And then these are 3 strips of different sizes, well actually 4 strips of different sizes, and I have to layer them in the correct place. Because this is a digital collection, I have planned this page in Silhouette Studio, cropping the papers to the shapes so that I can get everything ready for printing. And so I'm just following what I already created in the Silhouette, and this helps me also deciding what embellishments I want to use. But the embellishments I usually do not plan out in advance because I also create a lot of my own embellishments using stamps, using dies and all that. So and then word strips, obviously. But for this one, there were enough enough embellishments that came with the kit to get started with. For example, that little wreath, I just fussy cut that out, and then I can now add it there to the page on the in the top. And then this little flower embellishment, I just used one of my circle dies to cut that out. These flowers I created with one of my die cut sets, and I just die cut them and then watercolored them, then added the stamen and glued the stamen to the center of these flowers. And then there was a leaf that came with this, and it was a long leaf, and I just cut it in half and then glued it to each of the flowers there. So here I am still adding the glue and putting the stamen on there on this flower. Sorry, it's a bit off screen, so that I can glue the flower onto the page there. And I had already glued the stamen on, but there was this just the string, which is kind of a little stiff, that the stamen is attached to, and so I left that on so that I could really make sure everything is fastened well onto the page. So now the flowers are glued on, and I'm creating a little cluster there, and then I can continue with my clustering, and that usually contains some sort of word strips and a bunch of just prints that I printed from the collection. But then, like I said, there could also be stamps. Not so much on this page. On this page, it's mostly printed embellishments. So here I have this little brad, but I didn't want to pierce it through anything, so I just glued it onto the page because I'm using this as a mini album, so I will be using the back side of each page as well, so I can't really pierce through the page. It was too complicated for me to pierce a hole, to decide in advance where I wanted it, and to pierce a hole through anything, and I don't think I put it anywhere that I could have pierced a hole to attach this brad, so I just simply glued it. And that's one way you can deal with that if you don't want to have to deal with having something pierced. Now, obviously, there could be the danger of it falling off. I hope my glue is strong enough, but even if it turns out it wouldn't be strong enough, then I could always just use one of my hot glue gun to just glue it back on, and then it will stick pretty well. But I'm trying to avoid the hot glue gun on these pages because I try to have as little bulk as possible, and it already has a lot of bulk, this page, because the flowers are shaped, and there's the stamen that also gives things a lot of dimension. So, and then obviously the brad will add more dimension as well. So here I am adding my word strips, and these I share as freebie on my blog MistyHilltops.com. And I think this is my page done. I'm going to leave you with some more close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.